We have another graphing problem, so we want to graph m at -2, -1. So we go to the left 2 and down 1. We have a is at 0, 5. So we're going up 5 from the origin. We have t is at 5, 5. So from the origin to the right 5 and up 5. And h is at 3, -1. And so we have this shape, which is a parallelogram, and we want to find the area and the perimeter of a triangle. We'll get to that in just a second, but let's first find the area of the parallelogram. To find the area of a parallelogram, the formula is base times height, same as a rectangle. So to find the base, because the base is straight across, I'm just counting the boxes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we have a base of 5. Now to find the height is straight up and down. So it is not on the slant. So I'm just counting how far it is from the top to the bottom, straight up and down. So the height is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I have a height of 6. And remember, we had a base of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So to find the area, the base was 5, the height was 6, and so we have an area of 30. Now for the second part, be careful, it says perimeter of triangle MAT. So triangle MAT, I'm going to connect here because that green triangle is triangle MAT. So this is going to take some work here, because to find the distance from A to T, it's horizontal, so I could just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I know that AT is going to be equal to 5. But to find MT and MA, I'm going to have to use the distance formula. So if I want to find the length of MT, I'm using the distance formula. So remember, our distance formula is this, the square root of x2 minus x1 quantity squared plus y2 minus y1 quantity squared. And so if I want to use that formula to find MT, I'm using these 2 points and plugging in my x1, y1 and my x2, y2 to find that length. So let's do that. The length of MT would be the square root of x2, which is 5, minus -2 quantity squared. So that's my x2 minus x1 squared, plus 5 minus -1 quantity squared. So 5 minus -2 is going to be 7 squared. 5 minus -1 will be 6 squared. So I have the square root of 49 plus 36, which gives us a square root of 85. Okay, well now we'd want to see if this is going to simplify into a factor tree. Well, I know 5 goes into 85 because it ends in a 5. So that's going to go in 17 times. 5 times 17 is 85. You could use your calculator, of course. But both 5 and 17 are prime, which means the square root of 85 does not simplify. So that is the length of MT. So that is the square root of 85. Now we also need to find the length of AM. So to find AM, I'm going to again use the distance formula. So I'm using A is 0.5 and M is -2, -1. So I'm going to do, to find the length of AM, I have the square root of, I'm subtracting my x's now, so 0 minus -2, quantity squared, plus, subtracting our y's, 5 minus -1, quantity squared. So that's going to give me 0 minus -2 is 2 squared. 5 minus -1 will be 6 squared. So I have the square root of 2 squared is 4, and 6 squared is 36, which is the square root of 40. Now that does break down. If we wanted to do a factor tree for the square root of 40, I could split it into 2 and 20, 20 into 2 and 10, 10 into 2 and 5, and pair up, I get 2. Neither of those have a pair, so I have to multiply them together. That's going to be 2 root 10. So I have 2 root 10. So my perimeter for triangle MAT is going to be, I would write 5 plus the square root of 85 plus 2 square root of 10. So it would be 5 plus square root 85 plus 2 square root 10. Okay, so I need that formatting so that it is going to fit into my class kick and mark that correctly. Now last, we also have to find the area of triangle MAT. Now the area is easier than the perimeter, because remember, to find the area of the triangle, and we're focusing on triangle MAT, so that is that triangle. The formula for the area is the base, 1/2 the base times the height. And so I can use any vertical or horizontal line as the base. So I'm going to use 5 as the base. And the height is how far this guy is away from the base, meaning I'm going to count the boxes straight up. So my base is 5, and my height is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So to find my area, it's going to be 1/2 times 5 times 6. So 5 times 6 is 30, and half of 30 is 15. So a lot to that slide.